Hi, everyone, and welcome. This presentation is an introduction to the California Public Utilities Commission Broadband Grant Portal. The portal is a web-based system for eligible entities to submit applications for the federal funding account. This presentation will provide a brief background of the federal funding account, review Broadband Grant Portal registration process, how to create an application, how to review application information, and how to check the status of an application after it is submitted. In July 2021, Governor Newsom signed into law broadband legislation, including Senate Bill 156, to help bridge the digital divide. The federal funding account is a $2 billion grant program administered by the California Public Utilities Commission for last-mile broadband infrastructure projects. The purpose of the funding is to connect unserved Californians to the internet. We encourage applicants to review the federal funding account resources, including Decision 22-04-055 and its Appendix A that contains the program rules and guidelines. Let's go over how to register in the Broadband Grant Portal. From the Broadband Grant Portal landing page, click on Register at the bottom of the page. At the very top of the registration form, select Applicant to create an account as an applicant. Then complete all the required fields. When entering an email address, add noreply@salesforce.com to the Contacts folder, so firewalls will allow emails from this address. The Broadband Grant Portal will send notifications about the application status. At the bottom of the form, click Next to move forward. After completing all the required registration information and clicking Next, the verification screen will appear. An email will be sent to the email address provided with a verification code to confirm the account. Enter the email address and the verification code. Next, create a password that meets the required criteria. A green checkbox appears when the chosen password meets the criteria. Confirm the password and click the Create button. A registration confirmation email will be sent from noreply@salesforce.com confirming that the registration is successful. If an applicant successfully registered but did not receive an email, applicants should check their junk mail or spam filters for the email. If the email does not appear after checking email filters, please contact us at statewidebroadband@cpuc.ca.gov for assistance. Applicants may begin creating an application after creating a username and password. If an applicant has logged out of the system, simply sign in again on the Broadband Grant Portal main page. The Login button is located on the upper right-hand corner of the page. Click Login and enter the username and password. To begin creating an application, click on the Funding Opportunities menu at the top of the Broadband Grant Portal landing page. Select Last Mile Federal Funding Account. The Federal Funding Account landing page lists resources to help applicants prepare their applications, which can be accessed by clicking on the Application Resources link. Select Start Application on the top of the right-hand side of the page to continue creating an application. Now it's time to enter a plan ID. Prospective applicants are strongly encouraged to use the Federal Funding Account Applicant Tool to design projects and create plan IDs. A plan ID is required to submit an application. To access the applicant tool, users must create an account. On the Application Resources page, click on Application Tool Registration. Fill out the web form, agree to the end user license agreement, and accept the terms of service. Please note that this is a separate registration process from the Broadband Grant Portal. Applicant tool registrations may take up to 3 business days to be approved, depending on the volume of requests. Follow the instructions in the tool to create a plan ID. Make sure to write down the plan ID and enter it here. If an applicant is unable to access the applicant tool, contact the CPUC at federalfundingaccount@cpuc.ca.gov. Once a plan ID is created in the applicant tool, the plan ID corresponds to an applicant's selection for unserved locations. The data corresponding to the plan ID will be displayed on the project details page. Any plan updates must be done prior to submitting an application. Applicants may use the navigation buttons at the bottom of the page and Save for Later, or click Previous or Next to go forward or back to the previous step. Click Next at the bottom of this page to proceed to the next page. From here, fill in the required information in each section of the application, as well as optional fields as necessary, until the Review Application section is reached. Applicants will note that some sections of the application have fields marked with a red asterisk, which denotes that the fields are required. Alphabetic characters are not accepted for number fields. Some sections of the application require upload files. Click on the Upload Files button or click Drop Files where indicated. Acceptable document types are Word, Excel, PDF, or image files. Uploaded files can be deleted by selecting the Delete icon. Some sections of the application have text boxes, which will expand when the text goes beyond the lower edge of the text box. Some sections require applicants to complete and upload templates. The templates can be downloaded by clicking here. Applicants should fill in the required information and upload the file. The status of an application is displayed along the right side of the form with a green check against each step that has been completed. Applicants may click on the different steps to jump backwards in the application to complete any missing information. The last step on the list is Review Application. Applicants may review their application information by clicking the Review Application button. Click Previous to go back and change entries, or click Save to save the application. Upon completing the review, click Submit. If an application is missing any required fields, applicants will be brought to a Required Fields Missing page, where the missing fields will be listed. When application is submitted with all the required fields, the applicant will receive a message confirming that the application has been successfully submitted. The status of the submitted and in progress applications can be viewed by clicking on the application menu at the top of the page. Only applications that have not been submitted can be edited by clicking on the down arrow at the far right of the form and then edit. Applications that have not been submitted show a status of in progress applications. Applicants should note that submitted applications cannot be edited. To make changes to an application after it is submitted, contact the CPUC at statewidebroadband@cpuc.ca.gov. For general information, please visit the Federal Funding Account main webpage at www.cpuc.ca.gov/federalfundingaccount. For application resources, go to the Application Resource page at cpuc.ca.gov/FFA application page. To register for the applicant tool, go to www.cpuc.ca.gov/applicant tool register. To access the Broadband Grant Portal, go to www.broadbandportal.cpuc.ca.gov. For more information or assistance, contact the CPUC at statewidebroadband@cpuc.ca.gov. Thank you.